Welcome to Wavemaker's Audio Plays. I'm your host, Hillary Muckovitz. Every month we bring you a brand new audio play. Here's how it works. This past June, all of our writing teams were given 4 weeks to write a 15 to 30-minute audio play for a team of 3 actors. Each writer was given a sound prompt and a setting they had to use in their script. Our very first writer from sunny Arizona is Jax Kloes. He was given the setting of the Old West. His sound prompt? Well, due to circumstances that Jax and I, classic Midwesterners that we are, both blame on ourselves, there is no sound prompt this month. The actors are Tam Master, Hillary Muckovitz, and Michael Rushline. Sit on down by the campfire and enjoy Sundown in the Sonoran by Jax Kloes. It was awfully nice of you to forfeit your cargo to the Wilder gang.
What? I did no such thing.
Think carefully here. So what's it gonna be?
You think you're some kind of Jesse James?
Now you listen here, Mr. Conductor. I'm much worse than that.
We all wonder how we'll be remembered, as a hero, a villain, or only a minor character in our own life story. Will we be remarkable or a footnote on a dated census record? Who will tell our story, and more importantly, will they tell it right? My name is Avery Wilder, and I'm here today to correct the legacy of an Old West outlaw, the Sedona Sun, my great-great-grandfather.
This episode of A Brit of History is brought to you by Listen Loosely, your home for background audio. Stay tuned to hear more about the leading provider of white noise.
Hello, and welcome to A Brit of History podcast, continuing its 20th straight week at number 23 in historical storytelling serials broadcast from Central Essex. I'm Deborah Johnston, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Jeremy Cleveland Rivers. Jeremy, how are you?
I'm doing splendidly. I couldn't be happier to start a new season with all the thrilling episodes coming up. How are you, Deborah?
I'm excited, dare I say, enthralled for today's episode, Sundown in the Sonoran.
As am I. We have a very special guest in our studio today, don't we?
That's right, wonderful listeners. It's my pleasure to introduce Avery Wilder, a museum curator from San Diego's Museum of the West and a descendant of the notorious Wild West outlaw, the Sedona Sun. Avery, welcome.
Pleasure to be here.
Avery, you were recently promoted to the curator for organized and disorganized crime, and that's what started your journey into your past and the Sedona Sun, correct?
That's right. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Now, can you tell us a bit about your relative?
I'd be happy to. Clay Wilder, better known as the Sedona Sun, is remembered as one of the Old West's greatest cowards after he allegedly betrayed the settlement of Tombstone.
But you've come across something, haven't you?
Indeed I have, through my research into Arizona history and a very kind donation from Imperial County. I've gained possession of Clay's journal. After reading his own accounts, I hope to shed some light on the complexities of his story.
I can't wait to hear it. Avery, please, paint us a picture.
Clay Wilder's story begins in the Prescott Valley, 1893. At only 25 years old, Clay had already racked up quite the criminal record: murder, vandalism, and his favorite pastime, train robbery. He used to hang around the newly built rails.
Oh, no, you don't!
Come on, Misty Girl. Speed it up.
Don't you ever come back around here, Wilder! Get away from my tracks!
From there, Clay made his way south, but Arizona was a wide open territory, nothing much between Prescott and the southern settlements.
Just a few more miles before sundown, Misty. Just a little more.
But when he was racing to be sure he finally escaped the authorities, his horse sped into a rail spike, and that took the last bit of energy she had out of her. Misty collapsed. Clay was stranded.
All right, girl. You did good work today. Don't worry, none. I'll find us some help.
Clay gathered the few materials that he could find and lit a fire in the hopes of drawing some attention to them. They settled in for a long night. A few hours later, someone did take notice.
Well, howdy there.
Clay wasn't too trusting of the stranger.
What's your business here, fella?
This is the only fire for miles. Ain't no one living around here. You two doing all right?
He was strapped for choices. This mystery man was his only hope.
She tripped over a rail spike right near Fairbank.
Those damn things keep causing all sorts of problems. Mind if I take a look? I'm a veterinarian not too far from here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The name's Samuel Thatcher, by the way. And this here is...
Misty?
Good girl. Here, have a carrot. Well, you're right about one thing. This horse here, her legs. She ain't going anywhere on her own without some serious care.
So, what's there to do?
I'll take you both to town tomorrow, and we'll get her fixed up right as rain. For now, here, take the last of my water for Misty.
Thanks.
What's your name, stranger?
Clay Wilder.
All right, Clay. For tonight, you both should get your rest. We'll leave in the morning.
Thanks, Samuel.
Any particular reason Misty's so important to you?
She's been with me through everything, ever since I came out west. Always been there. All I got.
You know, I got a weird feeling about you.
Yeah? Why's that?
Not sure yet. But I think everything's going to be different 'cause of you. I just know it. Pardon if I may interject.
Why would Clay follow a stranger to an even stranger town where he might be recognized and reported?
Why take the risk? He could have made some tea.
Boiled some bush leaves with water from a cactus.
Little finger sandwiches from scorpions and dried husks.
Waited patiently for death?
Yes, he could have waited for death.
What choice did he really have? Misty was the one thing he loved. Now, kindly, shh.
Here it is, the mighty fine town of Tombstone. What in tarnation?
That was a warning shot. You can't just be bringing strangers here.
Well, this ain't no stranger, Sally, not to me. This is Clay Wilder. Found him in the middle of nowhere. This here's Sally Hastings. All we know is that she came from Texas and showed up here a few months ago. Don't let her looks fool you. She's awfully quick with a pistol.
So I've seen.
And right next to her is John Wallace, best bartender in all the southern settlements.
What was he doing out there?
His horse here got some injuries to her legs. Say, Sally, has my supplies orders come in yet?
No, I don't think so. At least I haven't heard anything.
Well, shoot, it's been weeks now. We can't keep up all the care cattle need at the Seymour Ranch at this rate.
Sam, why don't you take Misty and set her up real nice? Give her some water and wrap whichever leg you gotta wrap. Meet us back at the bar. I'll buy you some whiskey.
Okay, Clay. I'll do what I can, but best not to journey too far.
Samuel left with Misty, and Clay was now surrounded by two complete strangers.
Where you from, kid?
Up north?
That's so. What you think you're doing with Sam? That kid might be a vet, but he ain't too bright about the frontier. You leave him be, or you'll answer to us.
Like you said, he found me. What do you do, Clay? What skills do you have? You got a pistol in your pocket there? How's your aim?
He might not have been a master conversationalist, but a gun he could handle. Clay drew his Colt and shot 5 glass bottles with only 1 round.
Gosh, I can't say I've seen ability like that anywhere near Tombstone.
Me neither.
I gotta get back to the saloon. Bo's been covering for me long enough. Be sure to stop by later, Clay.
Once John left, a badge-clad man walked over to Clay and Sally. That's some fine sharpshooting skills you got there, son.
Marshal, this is Clay Wilder. He just arrived this morning. Clay, this is Marshal Luke Moore.
Well, Clay, why don't we give you a proper welcome at the saloon?
My, they changed their tune quickly.
They did. I haven't heard a pitch change like that since Adele played the Westminster Music Hall.
What can I say? The man had a special set of skills. Back in Tombstone, Sally wasn't so quick to take to Clay as the rest of them. Sally, you coming?
Yeah, I'll catch up.
Sally might have been impressed by his ability with a pistol, but there was something about Clay that felt familiar.
I don't know what it is about him, but I feel like I know him from somewhere. Did she?
Did they have a past?
Sit tight, you two. I'm getting there. Sally joined them all at the bar with the seed of her worry remaining firmly planted. John was in his rightful place behind the bar counter.
Let me get 2 whiskeys.
Make it 3.
Sam, get over here.
Misty's all healed up, just like new.
To a man who took a chance on a stranger in the desert, you're either the kindest or the dumbest man I've ever met.
Where's more?
Ooh, one more mysterious stranger has appeared in Tombstone.
And from the sounds of it, not a very friendly one.
Back at the saloon, the intruder made his way toward the 3 gentlemen.
Well. Luke Moore. Has my favorite marshal changed his mind yet about my proposition?
I've already said no 3 times, Lee. You best better get out of Tombstone before I give you a more permanent answer.
Think you best reconsider. I'll give you one more chance.
Unfortunately, Samuel couldn't hold his liquor. He stumbled through Lee and the marshal's confrontation and slipped. When he hit the ground, his gun went off. The shot went right through his leg. McNeil mistook the sound as the marshal taking a shot at him. He pulled his gun, aimed it at Moore's chest, and fired. He saw Sam on the floor, and for good measure, shot him.
Sam!
Both Sam and the marshal bled out too quickly for anyone to save them. There was nothing they could do.
I'll be back. Sooner than you think. I fear this isn't the last we'll hear of him.
Seconded. Scarily seconded, Jeremy.
Tombstone had bigger problems now. They were without a marshal.
What are we gonna do? Without a marshal, Lee'll take what he wants. He's already laying spikes near Fairbank.
Clay, nobody got skills like you. Sam liked you enough to drag your ass 10 miles. What would you say to being Tombstone's new marshal?
Hold up!
Now, Sally.
Hush, John. I know where I know you from. I came here just a few months ago from right around Sedona. This man here is the Sedona Sun, leader of the train-robbing Wilder gang. Killed 3 men for just spitting his direction, then looted their pockets for gold.
That true, Clay?
Clay froze. He hadn't been with his gang since leaving Prescott, but they didn't deserve to be lied to.
Yeah, it's true.
A train robber?
Best there is, or was.
An outlaw, or not. Tombstone still needs a marshal, Sally. You ain't a good man, Clay, but I reckon with that Lee McNeil poking his head everywhere, you're exactly the kind of man we need.
Sally, you said Lee was doing something near Fairbank? Wouldn't happen to have been by some cliffs, would it? Yeah, what of it? Nothing. Never mind. All right. I'll do it. Quite a twist.
I don't understand. His horse was healed. He could have left.
He could have, but he had a duty to Tombstone. Sam died because of a problem Clay created. It wouldn't have been right of him to leave.
We'll be right back with a Brit of History after a message from our sponsor.
Deborah, do you ever find yourself sitting at work and wanting something to listen to?
All the time, Jeremy, all the time, but I can't keep up with all these plot lines.
Well, the kind folks over at Listen Loosely have the service for you. They're a one-stop shop for all the plotless background noise you could possibly imagine. Complete your taxes, homework, and divorce filings with highly predictable stories read to you in a loud whisper.
Welcome back to A Brit of History. Joining us today is San Diego Museum of the West curator Avery Wilder. When we last left off, the Tombstone marshal and town veterinarian were both shot dead by a mysterious man. Clay's identity as an outlaw on the run was revealed, but by a twist of fate, took the job as the new town marshal to avenge Samuel Thatcher's death.
Back at the saloon, Clay donned his marshal badge taken from Luke Moore's still warm corpse.
This is yours now, Marshal.
What should we do about the bodies, Marshal?
Y'all got a cemetery around here?
We do. Boot Hill.
You take 'em over. You. Yeah, you with the collar. You're a priest, ain't you? Go with John here and give these men a proper burial.
John, the priest, and a few other men carried the bodies away, but before they did, they left Clay with a warning.
You be wary of McNeil. He's nothing but danger.
Clay sat back down at the bar. With John gone, only him, Sally, and the other bartender were left. Sally didn't like Clay, that was no secret. But at that moment, something much larger loomed over their heads. Clay was their only hope.
What's the deal with McNeil anyway? What's he after? McNeil's a railroad baron from back east, New Orleans, slime of the earth. Takes good, nice land and destroys all the beauty of it. He's been hounding Luke to sign away the land rights to Tombstone over to him for months. He wants to connect Louisiana to the mines out here and over to the Pacific. Now, what about the cattle ranch Sam was talking about? Wouldn't a train help there? I'd sooner dig every last cow's grave myself with my own hands than let a man from back east tear through what makes the frontier so attractive. None of us wants to go back to those cities. The factory smoke, the brown water, the close quarters. That ain't what we're about. That's so. How far away is Lee's office? Edge of town. I give him 5 minutes.
Clay stormed off for Lee's office.
McNeil!
Well, if it isn't Tombstone's new outlaw marshal. You gave my colleagues quite the trouble up north.
You think you can build a rail through Tombstone, do you?
I do, actually. And here's why you're going to pick up that pen and agree. See, a rail through Tombstone would connect New Orleans, Houston, El Paso, the New Mexico territory, and the gold mines in California. Not to mention the mineral projects up north. All that raw material coming back east would make this country richer than it already is.
What about the people who live here? Bo, Sally, John. What about them, McNeil?
You've seen them scraping by. They'll crack at some point.
You've already caused them enough damage as is. Bug off!
You sound just like Moa. Look at him now.
McNeil went from trying to negotiate to looking for a fight. Clay drew his weapon, but before he could fire, McNeil turned his back on Clay.
Why is that so important?
In the West, if you were a good man, you couldn't shoot a man who wasn't looking at you. It wasn't a fair fight.
He was a criminal 2 days ago.
Thatcher's death changed something in Clay. He helped him when no one else did, not knowing if he was dangerous or not. Sam took the risk out of generosity. Clay left Lee's office defeated. He hadn't saved Tombstone. Yet, if anything, he got it into more trouble than it was in before he showed up. He returned to the bar.
McNeil's not gonna change his mind.
You know, Marshal, McNeil ain't the first baron to try and build a rail through these parts. Moore was fighting them off for years, each one more ruthless than the last, but I'm not sure a rail is such a bad idea.
How can you say that, John? It'd put people out of their homes, wreck the land.
There ain't any new people coming to Tombstone. You heard Sam this morning, didn't you? Supplies are getting harder and harder to come by. Boot Hill's got more people buried in it than the town has people alive. Rail line could really help us. In a couple of years at this rate, there won't be a Tombstone left to save.
But what about Sally? Said she'd rather dig cow graves than see a rail.
Sally hasn't been here long enough to see the big picture.
Clay left the bar without another word and returned to McNeil's office.
All right, McNeil. I'll sign away the land rights on 2 conditions.
That evening, Clay left the town and left nothing behind. And that's the last Tombstone, and really history, heard of the once infamous Sedona's son. The town remembered him as a coward and a traitor. All we knew is that he kept going west.
That is until now, isn't it?
Yes, you can't leave us on such a cliffhanger.
Although that would make for an excellent second episode.
We don't have time for a second episode. We already have next month lined up.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, what a chilling episode it is.
A few months ago, I attended a regional curatorial conference, and a colleague from Holtville tracked me down and gave me an artifact they found that was donated to them by the Imperial County Library after doing inventory on their archives. The only account of his whereabouts after leaving Tombstone, Clay Wilder's journal.
Well, what does it say?
Based on the library's records, Clay likely settled in El Centro, California, just near Holtville and 93 miles east of San Diego. He became a cattle rancher and lots of...
About Tombstone.
Oh, about Tombstone. He did sign the deal with McNeil and leave town.
Tombstone was kind to me when no one else was. Changed me for the better. Best I could do is try and do the same for it. John made the point that those barons were never going to stop coming for the land. The town was in increasing danger every year. No new jobs, No new people, no new nothing to sustain itself. The only way for any of them to get a chance to improve their quality of life was that rail. They could make a heck of a lot more money at the mines or head to larger settlements with real paying jobs. I decided to take a risk and make a deal with McNeil. I gave him 2 conditions. 1, that the area around Tombstone be preserved as much as possible, and 2, that a station be built in Tombstone for the residents to have access to. McNeil agreed to both on the grounds that I never return.
McNeil kept his end of the deal. A station was built, and a portion of land outside the area was fenced off and became a preserve.
So does that mean Clay was a hero?
I'm not sure he was a hero. He still killed men, stole trains, looted corpses. He just wasn't the big villain people say he was. He did what he thought was right, and sometimes there's no clear answer to what that is. I hope history shows my great-great-grandfather a bit more mercy.
Wow.
Avery, I thank you for joining our episode today.
We couldn't have asked for a better guest. Surely our listeners agree.
Avery, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, please join the San Diego Museum of the West for our upcoming exhibition on soil types from the 4 corners.
On that note, I'm Deborah Johnston.
And I'm Jeremy Cleveland Rivers.
And you've been listening to
A Brit of History.
This episode of A Brit of History has been brought to you in part by Precious Hauntings Realty. Contact the scarily good Genevieve Xavier for all your haunted house needs. Precious Hauntings Realty. You've been listening to Sundown in the Sonoran by Jax Kloes, featuring Tam Masters as Avery Wilder and Marshall Luke Moore, Hilary Muckovitz as Clay Wilder, Deborah Johnston, and Sally Hastings, Michael Rushline as conductor, Samuel Thatcher, John Wallace, Lee McNeil, and Jeremy Cleveland Rivers. Music included our theme song, Ghost Dance, and Carefree by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, under a Creative Commons license. Check out our show notes for a complete listing of credits for all our sound effects. Special thanks to our chief aerial unicyclist and advisor, Dan Berkey, consigliere Carrie Fitch, pal and confidant, Jax Kloes, and chaps and 10-gallon hat wrangler, Benjamin Gartman. If you'd like to hear more of Michael and I and enjoy an irreverent twist on American history, check out Game Changers, Caretakers, and Dunderheads, the stories of the American presidents, which can be found on Amazon or audible.com. Wavemaker's audio plays are recorded and edited by me, Hilary Muckovitz, in the Wavemaker Studios here in the Malibu of the Midwest, Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Be sure to join us next month on October 14th as we share a spooky tale of a pair of realtors who sell haunted houses. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep making waves.